What length of tarpaulin 3 meters wide will be required to make a conical tent of height 8 meters? So we have the height here 8 meters. Base radius 6 meters. Base radius 6 meters. Assume that extra length of material that will be required for stitching margins and wastage is 20 centimeters. Okay. Now first let me tell you what is tarpaulin. Tarpaulin is a waterproof material that they use to make tents. Okay, we can see it in Goa a lot. It's waterproof. Okay, so now we need to make a tent which is a conical in shape. The height, so we need here, we have a cone, we are dealing with a cone. The height of the cone we've seen already is 8 meters. The radius of the cone is 6 meters. Now if we want to make the tent, we have to cover this area. We need to cover this area, right? So what do we require of the tent? We require the CSA of the tent, right? So we require the CSA, and the CSA of a cone, which is a tent in the shape of a cone, is pi RL. Now if you look up here, we don't have the L. We have the H and the R. Now how do we find the L? To find the L, we go back to the diagram. This was given to us, the height was given to us as 8 meters, the radius was given to us as 6 meters, and our question was this, to find this L. So we are now dealing with this right angle triangle, this one. So in this right angle triangle, one side here is given as 8, this side is 8, this is given as 6, and this is the 90 degrees. So this becomes my hypotenuse. So in the blue triangle now, I'm going to use Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square, which is L square, equal to 8 square plus 6 square. So my L square will be 64 plus 36, and my L square becomes 100. L becomes under root of 100, and L equal to 10. So I'll mark here my L equal to 10. So now I can find my CSA. I go back now and find my CSA. Here was my formula for the CSA, and CSA was pi RL, 22 by 7. Your R we saw was here 6, and your L we found was 10. So this was my CSA of the tent. If you notice here, the pi was not to be taken as 22 by 7. Look here, it was to be taken as 3.14. Okay, so we have the CSA as 188.4 meters square. But we have something more. Now we know this is the area that we require, right? We require 188.4 meters square. That means area of canvas equal to 188.4 meters square. So now we go to the market and we want to buy the canvas. Say now we want to make a nice green tent. So this is my canvas that I need to buy from the market. Okay, now if you see, it's given to us in the question. If we go back to the question, here we see the length, find the length of the tarpaulin 3 meters wide. So the width of the tarpaulin is 3 meters. Where do I mark this? This is my 3 meters from here to here. The length is my question. I do not know my length. So this is my question. So the area, this is the tarpaulin I require. This is the tarpaulin I require, the area. So the area of this tarpaulin is length into breadth. And the area will be length, I don't know, I'll put it as X, and I'll keep it as L. Just keep it as L. And here we have the length and the breadth is 3. So area of tarpaulin equal to 3L. Now I know area of tarpaulin, because I'm making the tent of tarpaulin, so area of tarpaulin should be equal to area of canvas, this canvas that I have found, this area should be equal, which means my 3L, which is here, which is area of tarpaulin, 3L, area of tarpaulin, should be equal to 188.4 meter square. These two should be equal, both the areas. So my length will be equal to 188.4 over 3. And that works out to be 62.8. So the length of tarpaulin required, the length, not area, tarpaulin, or length of tarpaulin, 62.8. But that's not enough. If you go back to the sum, they said they require 20 centimeters more for stitching. 20 centimeters for stitching, and margins and wastage in cutting is approximately 20 centimeters. So they require this, plus they require for stitching. So stitching, how much do they require? Little margins, little extra. 20, they require 20 centimeters. Remember, we are working in meters. So that is 20 over 100 meters, and that is 0.2 meters. 2 decimals, so it jumps 2. So 0.2 meters extra we require. This is the extra for stitching. So the answer will be 63 meters is required.